As I'm going through this evolution, I'm starting to realize a lot of things. Well, things are being a little bit more clear. And what's crazy is, I Starship Troopers was a pretty good movie and whatnot back in the day. It was ridiculous in a lot of aspects. It was like it just reminded me of like the cheesiness of a lot of the. It was like the last of its kind of like the cheesy movies that were still good in the 90s and stuff. I think it came out in 97. Maybe it was 98. But what's kind of crazy about it, and I actually need to rewatch it. Cinemassacre actually did a little review on it today, which is kind of the reason why it came to my attention. And just the fact that it's kind of perpetuated this alien warfare thing. And I mean, if these are bugs, I mean, how are they affecting humankind? Right? They don't. They can't. No, they haven't tried to colonize Earth or whatnot. So why are we waging a war with these bugs? And well, what it comes down to is that we're waging a war with these bugs because what are you looking at, Junior? Man, lose that gut and freaking do some squats. My wrists are bigger than his calves, and he's taller than me. But why are we waging war with these bugs when they don't even have the means of actually fulfilling any attack on Earth? But we're, spending all this because, and this is why I like Cinemassacres, because they actually kind of go through some history and stuff. And this book actually came out in the 50s, I believe. And it just, goes along with George Orwell and the perpetual wars. And people will argue that, humans are not the only ones that are greedy, and there's, thievery or whatever in nature, and that's definitely the case. Like I was watching this video on that. It was in the Sahara and whatnot, and there was an extended drought, and there was just constant monitoring of this water hole, and well, it just seeing what actually happens, and there was greed amongst the species and stuff. There was, certain teamwork. There was, just certain things that just went on, and where that comes down, like that because it's a bottleneck, and the will to survive is the certain will to survive. That survival instinct, that mentality, it's not for the weak of heart. People have, I mean, everything has to do extravagant things. I mean, even plants will start choking out other plants because they follow the water source and whatnot. I mean, look at a lot of invasive species, and they just kind of take over and whatnot. So, being that we're human beings, we are still exposed to the elements and still victims of them. However, we have the ability to do a lot more with ourselves and the realm in which we live. But what it comes down to is that there's a select few who decide to create bugs out of people. Am I saying that ISIS is good people? I'm not saying that they're good people, but I'm not saying that they're bad people. One man's, terrorist and a man's freedom fighter. It's war. Don't be so one-sided on things. Well, what are we doing? Are they coming over here and invading us? No, they're trying to, and and maybe that's because we force them. And the thing is that, uh, and that the force is semi-permeable, meaning that things are able to, flow. Even though that there's just like a plastic bag and whatnot. I mean, that's the thing, is that there's the ability for very small things on the nano level to get it through. I mean, look at the reason why we use lead shield and when we get X-rays, because it slows down the frequencies in the microwave. It's not we can see through it when we watch it, because there's that metal grate, that Faraday cage around it, in which the microwaves cannot escape, because even though there's these large diameter holes, it's on a micron level. It would just like that the frequencies, it will not. Kind of trim my nose here, but so we're just talking about the chemicals and the sorry, getting on to these tangents. So about that's the thing, is that even though we have things enclosed, just like a plastic bag and a trash bag or something like that, there's still smells that come out, because, well, there's pores, there's holes in the material. And that's the thing, is that it was better to, keep that cancer isolated instead of putting a squeeze on it, because you put the squeeze on it, then all of a sudden we're given different avenues to approach, because it starts to understand our supply lines, and we're providing aid for, because when we give aid to refugees that are exposed to these to terrorism and stuff, they are when we give aid to these groups that are exposed to terrorism and whatnot, the terrorists then find different routes to exploit among those, and then it gives them a way to identify themselves as sovereign citizens, in which they're able to infiltrate other communities and expose the population to radical ideas. Run out of time. Take care. Be safe. Be kind. Stay strong. Love you all. And